Greetings, my name is Jim. I am making a game called Fun Man, and this is a diary of sorts of the progresses of Fun Man. One of the ongoing delightful learning experiences is trying to create an NPC with a behavior that will react naturally to the area around it. Many of the NPCs in my game are just going to be free-roaming characters that you can interact with, but they don't really play a specific purpose. So I want them to do normal things. And they're not even a huge part of the game, really, but nailing their behavior is something that's important and ongoing. So I spent a little bit of time trying to tweak their behavior by copying an old behavior from a very, very early entity that seemed to work very well with mixed results. But after a while, that got irritating and I moved on to something else, which is good because there are plenty of other things to do to keep one busy, one being me. When there's an item available for the player to pick up, you want to bring the player's attention to it somehow, and a lot of different video games, they just modulate it or outline it when you get near it or something like that. So for the health, I created an emission layer that blinks on and off when you come near it, or just when it's on screen in general, which looks much better than just modulating a mesh on the outside of the entire can. I then moved on to coins and did the same thing with the coins, which led me to completely redesigning the coin. I think they look much better. So I'm happy to say that the wheels have been put into motion and getting the map into the game. That happened today. That's what I worked on today for the most part. I hadn't quite committed to a specific way of displaying it in the UI, but today I committed, and what you see here is a 2D version of the map, and each one of the levels is separated with a paper texture. I thought that would look pretty cool for a map, and I like that color paper. Alright, it screwed up the first time, so I had to do it again. Here we have a charging station. Earlier in the game, you're going to have to scrounge for cash and get batteries one by one, or find them. A bit later in the game, when things get funner, you'll have access to these charging stations that'll make it a little less taxing and a little more fun. And I need to drain a battery to show you how it works. So this gonculator works pretty good. Now watch the bottom left circle, how it charges up. Wow, exciting times. Here are the beans. I think that's quite attention grabbing. It'll be more attention grabbing in a darker environment. I gotta make these coins a little brighter, but they work for now. Before I show you what these guys are, I'll show you this. Here's the UI. I've been doing a lot of work on it. Right now it shows you how much of the sprays and how many throwables you have, and it will give you descriptions to everything once you encounter it in the game. These are crafting, these are quest items, and these are all the special little guys, one per level that you can collect. And here are all the things that you wear. Right here, this is where the map of the brain will go, or is in the works at the moment. In my game, you start in the very beginning in a place called Telling, which should be showing up, but it's not because of the way I put things together so far. You'll always have access to Telling, but when you discover a new place, or when you reach a certain checkpoint and you're able to continue in the game, you'll get a Go Port pass, and this will give you access to another part of the brain. So let's get a ticket. Okay, that's our ticket to Tempest. Now Tempest will show up on the map. And inside here, there'll be bigger versions that'll show you all the places you have to go and stuff like that. Let's get a few more. Okay, I'll show you that guy in a second. But now, when you go to the Go Port, if you have a Go Port ticket, the area that you can visit now shows up on the Go port, and this is like a fast travel. Some of these will be disabled at times, but this is how you get around the map. This is how it loads different levels. Let's get all the tickets because it sounds weird. And down here is a place called Stam Parish. That is the end of the game that you can only reach with Kaldor. He takes you there. You can't... Once you get there, it's over. And here are all the places in the game. Except for one or two, there are going to be hidden GoPort tickets that give you access to broken down versions that are in really weird places in the map, like they're off map, but you can only get them by finding the weird places. And this guy here, I was having a lot of fun with applying forces to things. That's also one of my neat new in-game materials. So the cool thing about these things is that NPCs can trigger them too, so every once in a while if there are a lot of NPCs on the screen and they walk by one, you just see one flying in the air. That's fun. And that's it for Fun Man for today. I'd like to thank everyone who is supportive of this project. I would also like to thank you for watching this video, and both if you're supporting the project and watching the video. I will have more in a week or so. Thank you very much for watching. I wish you a pleasant evening and the most wonderful of dreams. Hooray!